I feel that breeze blowing, see clouds rolling around the bend. And I ain't seen sunshine since Mike's gone live again. But I know a storms are coming, drunk donkey told me so. But that cone keeps moving down the San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always watch Mike's webpage and you'll know when to run. But I hung around with Irma, Lord, I almost died. When I see that cone moving, I hang my head in pride.
All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. We are still tracking Isaiah. Holy cow. There I am. I made it home last night. And on my lap, I have the boys. There's Louie. Louie, look. They can see you. I got my Rays shirt on. I'm hoping to bring them a little luck. The Rays are not looking good. So yeah, what's cooking? I see a lot of great supporters out there. We got our normal crew. There's Shelly, Ashley. What's up? Gail, Janet, Jenny. Virginia folk, Sandy Snodgrass. Hey Brax, how you doing, man? Pennsylvania, gonna get a little bit of Isaiah. So yeah, let's see what's cooking. Let me show you the puppies, and I'll let them down. So good morning, Coneheads. Lots of new Mike's Weather Page fans. That's great. We're inching up on 1 million followers. We have a lot more followers than likes. I hear that's a good thing. Saw Katie in there. Thank you, Melinda. Jacksonville getting a skirt. So yeah, I know a lot of people are let down, bummed out. Like all the anticipation. We had some hefty squall lines, but like we said, man, they're just going to be like normal thunderstorms. That's what we had in Florida. Was squall lines yesterday. The core of the system was about 30 miles offshore. Just missed landfall. And how many times over the years has Florida watched that scenario? Travis, it was boring, but guess what? It's only July, August. Right, Louie? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be a busy hurricane season? He wants 2 weeks off. He's like, I got to sleep in the morning, Dad. I had a couple of people ask about the dogs yesterday. I have to tell you my little story. All right, so let's show Hunter, and then we're going to talk weather, okay? Wilmington, yes. South Carolina. So what we're looking at real quick while I do the puppy thing, these are some of the latest spaghetti models. These are green, meaning flood watches up, obviously. Big rain's coming, and we are looking at a landfall. This one's not going to skirt. So, all right, there's bye to Louie. Say goodbye to Louie. What do you think, Louie? You going to be a good boy? You going to sit right there? Say, I like this part. All right, then now we show you Hunter. Hey, Dawn, yep. It's coming your way. Who would ever thought? That's the coolest thing about our chat. We got people from all around. We got folks in the Gulf. We got folks in the Caribbean. We got the Lesser Antilles. We got Long, Hurricane Hunter. So there's our new boy. You all named him. We always say good morning to the puppies. They missed their dad yesterday. I was home, and then I went storm chasing. So there you go, buddy. Say hi. Hey, buddy. I like it when he hangs like that. His little paws. Look at that. He's just like a tough guy. He doesn't even look real. Look at that. He's a pretty hyperactive dog, yes. All right, so let's talk about everything. Hey, Kaylee. Appreciate that. What's up, puppers? Aaron Jackson. Volume is too low. Yeah, so I got it cranked up. I'll try to talk a little louder. Sorry. You might just have to crank your speakers up. All right, so here's all the scoop. I'm going to try to read a little more comments. As our chat slow down, I can read more comments. We're slowly getting out of the Isaiah stage. Now that we finally learned how to pronounce it. Yeah, Danielle. So Charleston might avoid a big hit. This thing is trending a little bit more towards the state line. which is going to put a little more squally weather into the Outer Banks. Latest recon is not finding anything too scary, which is good. So here's cheers to our Louis Cup. A lot of longtime supporters waking up to Louis. Now we got to make a new cup. And we always start the show thanking our ABC Fine Wine and Spirits located here in Florida. ABC Fine Wine is a sponsor of Mike's Weather Page Morning Lives, and I always look for a picture. And this was posted a couple hours ago. It's a giveaway that you can do. Look at that. So, hey, free stuff. If you want free stuff, go to ABC Fine Wine and enter their contest. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah. All right. So, thanks to ABC. So, where was I yesterday? I had to post this. So, I was on Twitter just a minute ago, and literally met a ton of fans. It was crazy. So, we were on the beach. You probably saw my live videos, but I was blown away by the amount of people that actually came up and said hi. It was like, are you kidding me? So, this is Mike. He's on Twitter. He posted our picture. He came. I'm like, I saw a guy walking up with a Drunk Doggy shirt. I'm like, whoa, you're me. So thanks, Mike. I just saw that on Twitter. All right. So here's what's cooking. All right. So Ed Petrowski just posted this a minute ago. This is good stuff. So 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, it looked like Isaiah was maybe getting a little bit organized. And then, boom, all of a sudden, we got this. So here's the 3 a.m. satellite. It actually showed a little bit of eye feature, right? I woke up around 4:30 looking at the 5 o'clock advisory. I forgot to post it. I looked at it, copied it. I didn't hit, hey, Casper, what's going on, buddy? Hey, Todd. Yeah, if I was not so dang tired, I barely made it home last night. I was so tired. Oh, my God. We went to a little restaurant. And I had to tell you 2 funny stories. So we had some peel and eat shrimp last night. And I don't even know the name of the place. A little hurricane bar right there in Cocoa Beach. It's like a hurricane theme. And one of the peel and eat shrimp got stuck on my thumb. And I can't get it out. I got a shell in my thumb. Look at that. You can see the blood. So there's my, I will survive, but there's my hurricane or tropical storm Isaiah memory. And the second story, and then we're going to talk weather, I promise. Second story happened just now. So as you know, Phil's my buddy. He helps me on the side. We went and storm chased yesterday at Cocoa Beach, which I spelled wrong a bunch of times. I apologize. I had Cocoa Puffs on my mind. C-O-C-O. I forgot there's an A at the end. But you get the idea. So we got soaking wet. We got clobbered. We were and got rained on and got surged on. So we had to put towels down. So Julie just went to get in her car. And not only is there sand everywhere inside, the seats are soaking wet, and she is pissed off. So I have to clean her car and get it back to normal. Her Dodge is not a storm chaser vehicle, but it was the last second deal to leave. So anyway, here's back to weather now, I promise. So 3 o'clock looked pretty healthy. Latest picture he just posted shows a little bit more ragged system. It is bulky though. NHC at 8 a.m. is still expecting this to strengthen a little bit. The good news is though, look, 8:30 in the morning, the pressure was 994. The hurricane hunters just found 1,001. So that is an indicator that it's not strengthening, which is a good thing. So we're in that window here now that we only have about 12 hours or so of daylight. You know, landfall is tonight, midnight, 1 o'clock. So yeah, if you're in Charleston, you know, this thing keeps ticking to the north, weaker west. It's kind of hugging the coast. You can see it right here too. Here's the latest little track on this is Boat US. It's amazing how the winds, you know, we talked about it. These eastern weighted systems, just a difference of a few miles is all the difference on whether or not you get the heavy stuff or not. And because this thing just rode off the coast 30, 40 miles where I was at, it was about 30 miles south, but never made it. So everybody on the East Coast is like, this was lame. Sheila, pause and go to the door. What door? What's at the door? Check my front door. What's in my front door? All right, let me go look at my front door. Okay, there's a package. This is Amazon though. All right, we got a package. I guess that's what you guys are telling me. There's a package at the door. So what is this for me? This is reality TV at its best. This is freaking me out. All right, this better not be anything. Oh, cool. A cool sign. Look at that. Oh, we got some stickers too. I'll have to show everybody. Look at this. Wow. What is this? That's the receipt. Look at that. Who brought me that? On air. Is that for right here? We can hang it right here. Look. That'd be perfect. So, who was that? Who gave me that? Thank you. Casper. Who the heck got me that? Everybody's telling me to go to the front door. Open it. So you guys are behind. So thank you. Doesn't give me a return address, but that was pretty cool. Who thought of that? Do I have a name? Vintage. All right, somebody's gonna tell me. Oh, Casper. Cool, man. That's Casper. Look at that. So Casper and Kay and Lindsay, thank you. You guys rock. That's reality TV right there. Oh, I'll hang it up. I'm building a designer studio here with cool stuff. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna hang up that next to my hurricane sign. Yeah, you guys rock. All right, so wow, that's pretty neat. Now the dogs are eating. Hunter's all into that now. Hunter's like, what the heck? I forget sometimes Hunter's still a puppy. All right, so let's look at all the latest and greatest now that I got all sidetracked. I thought somebody was at the door waiting for me, like somebody in a cake or something. You know. All right, so let's look at radar. I'm gonna go all weather now. Sorry. I'll hang it up for sure. All right, so here's our system. All right, it's kind of getting some dry air. Looked a little more healthy here just about 3-4 hours ago, and then boom, all of a sudden. So let's go to weather nerds. You can definitely tell it's getting dry air. So a good sign is the pressure has went up and indicates usually that it's not the best looking system, right? At all. Rain is just offshore. But we still have alerts. We still have 3 to 5 foot surge warnings for South Carolina, North Carolina line. It was Cantori. Well, there's no storm coming here, so there's no Cantori. So, hey, Ben, yeah, we got stickers coming. All right, so here you go. Here's what we're looking at. Now, let's take a look at the water vapor. Guaranteed we're going to see a bunch of ingested water vapor. And we'll take a look. So that, before I forget, the other little system that's out there, NHC, is showing Invest 94. It does not look like anything to worry about at all. No stress. So this thing is slowly dying. Well, not dying, just slowly looking ugly. We can take a let's look at some Brunswick Radar. So your official. Let's look at all the official alerts. I mean, just to get that out of the way. So NHC official stuff. So we do have a hurricane warning up, and let me zoom in on that really close. They are expecting it to be 75 miles an hour. Like I said, 70 miles an hour storm, 75, even 65 is not a huge difference. But anyway, here's your labels. We'll turn off the storm surge right now so you can see. This is where the hurricane warnings are at. So basically the same amount of chunk of land, South Carolina to North Carolina. Charleston's right outside the cone. Remember yesterday, the cone was a little bit to the west. So the South Carolina, North Carolina line's been really a lot of focus on the path. So there you go. There's hurricane warnings, red. We can do your surge warnings, red. So the surge warnings do extend down past Charleston. So you got to be careful down there. Not like a lot of surge, 3 to 5 foot, 2 to 4 foot. Here it is. So 2 to 4 foot into South Carolina, then we got 3 to 5 a little farther to the north, then 2 to 4 to the north too. So Outer Banks definitely now are back in the mix again. 2 to 4, 3 to 5, 2 to 4. Remember, I got a good link on the site too. You can always look at the Sierra link here. It says surge estimates, and this updates with every NHC track update, so you can get some more updated possibilities what you can see. So there's Myrtle Beach area. Obviously, this is landfall close to Myrtle Beach. This is the official cone. Of course, the line, they tell you don't focus on center line, but most of the time the center line's pretty darn close. This is the 3-day cone window. But if you want to know your little area, you click this little graph button, hit it, and you'll see, expected height. 7 foot above sea level. Expected. That's pretty high. So if you got any areas down here, prone to flood, we could have 7, 8 foot here according to this map. So definitely, even though it's an ugly looking system, it's still got pushing that water up with it. And here's into Wilmington, some surge up. So good site you can play around with, see exactly what you might be getting. And then the bigger story, obviously, is the rain, because Isaiah never made a direct landfall to Florida. We never felt the east side of the system. Well, obviously now we're going to see landfall. We're going to see the east side of the system. So we're going to have some heavy duty rain. Orange is 6 to 10 inches. So that's going to be a big threat. Flash flooding all the way up to Maryland, Delaware. As this system moves up, we're even going to have rain to Maine. You believe that? Full moon, Heather. Yes, I saw the full moon yesterday. Yes, I did. It was pretty eerie coming home across Interstate 4 and seeing the moon. So yeah, there you go. If you didn't see it yesterday, I was at Cocoa Beach, had some fun. There's some live videos I did, and the fan shares is phenomenal. Let me show you a picture. So I posted last night a photo, and it must have not just been me that was blown away by the sky. Here's one picture. Phil actually took this one. Whoops. Go back to it. So, as the sun was setting last night in Cocoa Beach, the colors just like came out. It was the weirdest thing ever. And my daughter Emily thought that I had a filter on it. I'm like, no, this is it. This was no filter. And what was really blown away was all the fans, all you guys that are great. Look at this. Everybody else saw the same thing. So that was just a weird phenomenon last night. And look at everybody, purple skies, pink skies. It was crazy. So thanks to all the shares. But everybody saw the same thing. So that's where our little weather weirdness is. We all think alike. Like, to see the fans out there last night, we all are attracted to the storms. We are storm chasers. For sure. So back to the storm. All right, so this is a fast mover. Listen, it's going to be long gone. Let's look at some individual models here. Like, let's look at traveltidbits.com. It's going to be long gone by Wednesday night. Let's look at some rain maps just for fun. But, here it is. And landfall tonight, overnight. Now, all the models are still showing what we've talked about a lot. Every model shows a little bit of deepening before landfall. That's why the NHC still says that. I think they're going off of the models. And, man, my shrimp hurts, man. How do you get... That is the worst place for a splinter. You can see it. That is a piece of shrimp tail. Peel and eat shrimp. Tropical storm Isaiah. I will survive. So watch this sucker move on out. So here's overnight. This is midnight tonight. And then bam, this is morning. Look at that. So by tomorrow morning, we could have this sucker already up in Virginia and Maryland. Tomorrow morning. It's going to be hauling booty. And then look at this. Wednesday morning, it's in Canada. So that's good news. So Category 1 possible hurricane. Hurricane warnings are up. Storm surge, they're mentioning, if you look at the key statements, NHC, life-threatening storm surge. So 3 to 5 foot, like we just showed, possible 7 foot up around Myrtle Beach. So there's still forecasts of hurricane strength before it hits landfall tonight. Tropical storm forces all the way up through Maine, heavy rain, and that's the big thing. I think people forget the rain. We had a lot of fans tuning in from Freeport, and they had 10 inches plus. So some of the rain estimates. Let's take a look at the Euro. But we can go to the 06Z. But the biggest news that's happened this morning is the hurricane hunters are finding the pressure down, or went back up. Pretty big rise in pressures. Now it's back down to 1,000. So it's maintaining. There's the hurricane hunters. So again, the heaviest winds are on the east side. So wherever you think, wherever you see that center line going across the this cool map too. This is our buddy Tropical Tidbits. But look at that. You have extreme agreeance. every single model is expecting almost the exact same center line. But the big stuff is off to the east. So wherever center is, this is where the big stuff's going to come ashore overnight. Some of your higher resolution. Let's look at the rain real quick. So anything orange is 6 to 10 inches. Everything yellow is 4 to 6. So they're pretty much guaranteeing 4 to 6 inches of rain all the way up through Pennsylvania and New Jersey, with rain all the way up to Maine. So big pockets of rain. It's going to be close enough to the coast to fuel in more feeder bands. So we'll look at we'll just look at the 06Z Euro, and then we'll look at the HRR. You might hear the puppy snoring. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so let's look at rainfall. So let's look at initial rainfall, southeast. See what the Euro is saying for total precipitation. And there's our path. So Carolina, look at that, little pockets of rain. That could be 6, 7, 8 inches. Wherever it makes ashore. And this is through tomorrow morning. So the rain hasn't got to you yet. So think about that. By tomorrow at this time, this sucker's already going to be up into Virginia. So you have some big rain coming in the next 24 hours. Like, it's kind of freaky to think that we know, by this time tomorrow we're going to have a lot of rain. It might be sunny now. But Topsail Beach going to get hammered? Yeah, let's take a look at the some resolution, high resolution. So yesterday's stormy squalls never really materialized. There was squalls that made it all the way to Madeira Beach, Clearwater, Tampa. We drove through a bunch through Lakeland. They were typical of an afternoon thunderstorm. But the big core storm, the big squalls off the main low pressure itself never got ashore. Now we might have that possibility. And matter of fact, Storm Prediction Center is showing us when I went to bed last night. There you go. So this is something we never had with Florida. So the Storm Prediction Center is showing this, and that's obviously the east side of landfall. And this would be later tonight. Few tornadoes possible with Isaiah. All right. So what we could have saw with Florida, we didn't see because it never made ashore. The core spinning low pressure is something to really watch for. So unfortunately, these are going to be coming in overnight, and always a threat with tropical systems. So they're picking up on it. I think everybody's obviously sick of tracking this storm, but definitely let's look at some high resolution radar, because that's going to be a little storyline for sure, as the east side of this system could spawn some strong stuff. So let's look at Mid-Atlantic here and see if we can look at some simulated radar and see how it looks and timing wise goes. So, well, I'll tell you what, let's zoom in a little closer to South Carolina, which will include North Carolina, hopefully. All right, so here's your timeline. So rains, obviously this afternoon we'll start to get some squall lines, but the heavy stuff, 4 o'clock tonight, we're going to start to see squalls coming in South Carolina before landfall. But then the big landfall right here, look, this is overnight, near midnight. But these squalls are going to start coming around. Something to really think about. North Carolina, let's take a look. Here's your squalls coming in. That's still South Carolina. All right, North Carolina. Boom, boom, boom. The dogs are snoring. I had to hit Hunter on the head a little bit, scratch him a little bit. So this is better. This is really good right here. This is a good satellite. But look at that. Good idea. This is definitely on track of where most models are predicting landfall. But look at the east side of the system. This is midnight. So definitely could be rocky overnight. Here's your Outer Banks squall line. So definitely, this is coming. Landfall imminent. Coast, it's not going to skirt. It's going to go inland. And it's going to stay close enough off the coast here to even impact up into Virginia, Norfolk area. Look at that. So, the fast moving system doesn't weaken very fast, and the NHC is even showing that. Look at that storm all the way up through Vermont. So we're going to have a tropical storm up in New Hampshire. Savannah, you're not going to get much at all. This thing is so heavily weighted on the east side right now that the east side of the system is not getting much at all. In fact, you can still pick that up on the Florida radar, which I'm going to have to change here pretty soon. We can go to this radar, though. So you're going to get an occasional squall line today, but the heavy stuff is way out here. And that isn't going to affect anybody until the actual center line goes up. Here. So all this here, east side. So stormy night. We probably have tornado watches tonight, which suck overnight. So yeah, it's possibly a Category 1 hurricane. I know there's evacuations in parts that area. It's it's a serious deal still. 75-mile-an-hour hurricane. The only good news so far this morning is the pressure is up to 1,000 millibar, but most models predict a last-second spin-up. I posted that graphic earlier with the Weather US graphics here that shows 1 a.m. winds. It's a pretty good little graphic. Let me pull it up. This has 6 different models, and this shows you what you might expect 1 a.m. So let's pull that up and see. This is the Euro, all of the goodies. So your Euro, 1 a.m., even though the center could pass here, all the winds are going to be coming in off the east side. 88 peak winds. These are gusts. But there's Wilmington. Landfall here, stronger on the east side. The Euro wind gust peak 88. So things people don't realize, 88 mile an hour wind gusts, you're going to have a lot of power outages. So I don't know. The feeling I get reading the boards and stuff, people are just blowing this off. But for like the last 4 or 5 days, the models have all hinted that we're going to see this thing slightly strengthen a little bit. Whether it does or not, we'll see. But most of the models are showing that. So, get your generators out. Make sure they're charged. Make sure they start. Get that dirty gas out. You might have to run to the store and get some carburetor cleaner. Make sure they run. Get some gas. Make sure you have cords. So we're going to have power outages, Charge your phones, charge your battery banks, make sure your battery banks are all charged. Make sure you have a little power inverter so you can plug your phone chargers into your 12 volt in your car so you can charge your phones. Internet usually doesn't go down because cell phones they run on generators, but you got to have a way to charge it. So and all the other stuff. I got a lot of great links on the site for hurricane preparedness. Natural Weather Service Hurricane Plan Prepare, stuff to have if you're curious about stuff. definitely you want to read that stuff. Somebody's going to be affected, unless this thing completely dies down. All right, so here's some of the other maps. There's the Euro. All right, so here is the CMC, a little weaker, but still 71 mile an hour wind gusts. I didn't pick the worst case maps. I took the snapshot of every one of these models is at 1 a.m. tonight, just to try to show consistency that it's going to be overnight and a little bit to the east of center. So there's your CMC, the Icon, not particularly like a tropical model, good thing, because it's showing a lot stronger system. We don't want 136 mile an hour winds. The UK is a good tropical model, and it's showing 127 mile an hour winds. That's not good. That's not the official forecast. Good thing. But the UK, take it for a grain of salt. The NAM, which is usually aggressive, is the opposite. But you're getting the idea. North Carolina, South Carolina, landfall, east coast of that is going to get the rough stuff, according to the models. That's always the case. Here's the GFS. And this is 1 a.m. in the morning. So we're getting good model support on landfall, maybe a little bit before the state line, but heaviest action to the east. Again, storm surge, 3 to 5 foot officially. There is a storm surge warning. So storm surge warning in dark pink. So DC gonna get rain for sure. You're probably gonna get winds, tropical storm force winds, no doubt. This thing's gonna go right up the eastern seaboard here. So, tropical storm still inland. Anything in the cone is tropical storm force likely conditions. Tropical storm warnings up to Chesapeake, Dover. These are tropical storm warnings. Tropical storm warnings are extended all the way up through New York now. Look at that. Wow. I didn't even really realize that. That's so focused on landfall. We have tropical storm force warnings all the way up the eastern seaboard now. All the way to Connecticut. So tropical storm force, look at that, tropical storm warnings. That's a pretty large chunk. So the only good news is it's going to be moving fast. It's not going to linger. We're not going to have any lingering rains. But officially we got 6 to 10 inches possible, maybe even higher pockets. The east side of the system's always been extremely juicy. Some of the latest satellite here, Weather Nerds, take a look. You can kind of see, a little bit of dry air coming in, but this, secondary blob of convection that we've had from day one, this is going to be what ends up, bringing the big rains and squall lines to the east of center. So this is what we're watching, east of center, still on par to possibly be, hurricane. Here's the latest satellite. He's got a little spin. This latest visible satellite. There's a lot of lightning indicating some strong stuff. So some of these models are showing a little intensification before landfall. This close, I don't want to hype the UK or Icon, that's for sure, especially when the NHC is 75 miles an hour. So you watch these things in real time. You see if we have any last minute blow up. But with the hurricane hunters out there right now, which is good, they're out there flying, and you can follow them, and they will let us know if there's any last minute blow up. And right now there's not, 1,000 millibars. So obviously the heavy winds and stuff are going to be well to the east of center, and that's what you can expect overnight. So I think it's pretty cut and dry. The other system, again, this orange system, I do have spaghetti models right here, 60%. But it's not showing anything long range. None of the models. Let's look at some long range stuff real quick. But here you go. This is Invest 94. This is a couple of them have it stall and come back, but all the models. In fact, let's go to ensembles. Let's see if there's any far hints. And there's nothing. Nothing on the Euro. So we're in this big negative MJO phase that we talk about a lot. Next 2 weeks should be quiet. There's really no signs of any sort of development in the next 2 weeks. which is good. The next 7 days, very, very, very. So the euro's not even showing Invest 94. The GFS is not. I don't know. We'll see. And the GFS a little bit before it dies. So look at that. So we're definitely in a little lull, which is great, right? So yeah, Shelly. So all right. So your next update. So we're within what, almost 12 hours of landfall. This thing's going to start accelerating fast to the northeast and then northeast eventually, but pretty much just northeast past. Cut and dry. Local conditions all depend on where you live. I know we got some evacuations. But there's Jim Cantori, and he is not sure where he's at. He is in Wrightville Beach, probably. Yep, North Carolina. Some great pictures coming in, man. This approaching storm. Hurricane hunters yesterday were flying around. There you go. Maybe they saw me. I looked up. There they are. Look at that. So there's some cool video from the hurricane hunters yesterday, flying around. So yeah, Ellen, it's gonna be a long night. This is a hurricane. This is not. There's Miss Piggy. This is not. A lot of people are, used to Category 1 hurricanes. That's good. Hopefully this thing doesn't increase. So far, there's no signs of it. We could have some pretty big wind gusts according to the UK and the Icon. And again, it's all east of center. So that, we'll know. Tomorrow, when most people wake up by 7, this thing's going to be already like chugging along way inland. So the big effects are going to start downhill tonight, right at sunset, going into the evening. I'll post some high-resolution radar. In fact, I need to post that. Because I always think about things I need to post. And by the way, Casper, thanks again. Cool little sign on air. I got to Google how to get shrimp out of thumbs. Show the surge map. So, let's see. So, hey, Kelly, nope, not a hurricane. Still a tropical storm. It has not strengthened. That's good news. It's actually hovered around 1,000 millibar, which means it's not strengthening. NHC says it might strengthen to a hurricane. Hey, Mark. All right, Cantori's at Johnny Mercer's Pier. Where's that at? Let's take a look. Johnny. Hey, top sail, Barbara. How you doing? So here's the pier. Let's see where he's at. Right there. Wrightsville Beach. That's a good spot, unfortunately. Landfall around Myrtle Beach. All the big stuff here. Topsail Beach. Who said that? Barbara Link. Yep, you're right there. You should go buy Cantori a beer. Charleston. Yeah, everybody in Charleston's obviously hoping this thing turns. You're outside the cone. Again, that big heavy stuff goes well to the east. So you're kind of where I was at yesterday. You're going to be. This is Florida. You might not get much at all, which is good. Yesterday we had, it was supposed to go a little bit more towards you, but look at that last little track. So obviously, you're going to want to see this thing turn. But I posted all over overnight models earlier today. Spaghetti models are extremely clustered around North Carolina, South Carolina landfall. There are a few outliers, inching in towards Charleston, but the majority of them, and again, the east side is the rough side. And, people were asking up in Virginia and stuff, well, as our system gets back closer to water again, it's going to be feeding off of the warmer Atlantic. That's why we're going to have this thing still a tropical storm all the way up in the New Hampshire and Vermont. The shrimp, Zach. Oh my God. It's funny too because it went in, and I don't even know the name of the place we were at. Somebody took a picture. Fireman fan. He was like, he posted, come wherever we were at, and I'll buy you beer. But wherever the place is at, it has category stuff behind, some category thingies. So I got to find out the name. They gave me a shirt, so that was pretty neat. You guys probably know where it was at. But that's where the crime happened. I got attacked by shrimp. I will survive. The sandbar, that's it. Yep, Nancy, you got it right. The sandbar, that's 100% right. Hey, Holly, Virginia Beach. Well, yeah, you're going to be tropical storm warnings. We're going to have hefty squalls coming in off the Atlantic. These are things that never happened with Florida because the storm was just far enough offshore. But these squalls, the Storm Prediction Center here showing the threat tonight pretty strong with a marginal, and then day 2 stretching north. This is kind of like all overnight hours. So anytime you get dark green yellow, there's they mentioned tornadoes, small tornado threat, eastern North Carolina to southern New England. So if you're on the coast, these squalls can be nasty. Didn't really happen in Florida, but it's going to happen. Landfall is imminent, if that's a word, imminent. Outer Banks surge, I think you are officially 2 to 4 feet. The big stuff's coming as landfall approaches. Well, Cape Hatteras south is 2 to 4 feet. North, 1 to 3 foot. Obviously, that's because of the angle of the water. So there, I don't know if that's bad for your area or not, but what's the shirt, Michelle? It's on the shirt. Yeah, but the shirt's in the car. I didn't bring it in. That would have been easy, right? Check local emergency management. I should probably put those links on the site too. So I'm going to put South Carolina, North Carolina, and VA emergency links on my site. I didn't do it for Florida. I probably would have if things would have got a little more intense, but so imminent. Drew, what's sorry? Yeah, wind's picking up, windy. Yeah, so we got cool wind maps here. Let's take a look at the vorticity maps. Still stacked very well. 850 millibar. Still spinning really well. Look at that. So it's still got great lower structure. Even though the ragged satellite appearance still has good mid-level and low-level circulation. Microwave imagery still looks halfway decent. So, not dead yet. NHC is still predicting possible hurricanes. So, here's our microwave imagery. Oh, I don't know if it's going to go that far. There might be a new one. Maybe. This is the core. I don't know. It's going to go. So, this is the microwave core of the system. The rudder. So, it's starting to get a little eye presence and then a little weakening. Still kind of ragged. But you can see the overall core of the system. This microwave imagery is good because it kind of shows you the stacking and the overall health of a system. And if they start to close off. But this one not really. So anyway, yeah, storms come in off of, squalls come in off of the Atlantic, and as you got a counterclockwise system, that's why the west side isn't as strong as the east side, because the east side, the squalls are coming up around and smashing up the northeast quadrant of any storm. So that's why the northeast quadrant is going to get the heavy stuff. We never had that landfall in Florida, so the northeast rough stuff that was just offshore never made it to shore. Whitney, yeah, hey, what's up, Whitney? Yeah, I would, the UK is showing 100 mile an hour or 100 mile an hour gusts, but that's the outlier. Projected rainfall, who said that? Let's see. Boardwalk RV got hit. Yeah, we don't want that. So listen, bottom line, okay, well, there you go, Jonathan. That's pretty low. Hopefully. Storm surge kind of low because it's just a ragged system. We don't have that low pressure. Low pressure builds seas. Here's current NOAA marine map, and it's showing 22-foot seas right now, right off coast here. That was the last update, 22 foot. That's not surge. That's just the actual sea wave height, 22 foot. And I got a bunch of wave heights here. You can see this is a cool one here. This is on My Fox Hurricane. You can see the progression of the wave heights, obviously, as the storm comes in. So they say surge is such a tricky forecast. I mean, again, I got some great links here right above the surge map here. The estimates, potential map, watches, warnings. I mean, I love the surge estimate map from Sierra here. You can really click in and see your particular area. Obviously, where landfall is going to be the greatest threat. Wilmington, up the water there. So anyway, all right. Raina, hope that's your name correctly. Rainfall all depends on the center line. Charleston is like right where, if it goes a little bit to your all's east or north, I'm not sure how y'all, because you're angled, if it's east or north. But if it goes to your right, my right, then the west side is going to be drier. The west side of the system has always been drier than the east side. So the more this thing tracks a little bit more to the east for Charleston means a lot less effects for Charleston. It would almost have to land to your, obviously, direct hit or a little bit to your west to have a lot of effects. So if this thing passes to your east, you might not get much at all. And that's kind of been the trend now with these latest models. Charleston's outside the cone. The reason this cone shifted was the official cone was supposed to bring this almost touching Florida for many, 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 many runs. The NHC had the cone coming into Florida. Well, that would have allowed this curve to happen later, and it would have been more of a Charleston hit. But because like we always said, depending on what happens in Florida will depend on what happens in the Carolinas. This thing didn't shift to the west as much as they thought, and it got pulled to the north. So that means all the tracks have shifted more to the east. So it's overnight. I'm gonna post some HRR maps again. The HRR map is a good map. Let me close some windows so we don't lose it. Well, I got a lot of lightning on the east side of the system, and again, let me pull up the latest HRR, because this kind of tells a story. Squall lines are going to be strong. Storm Prediction Center already showing that. So tornadoes are definitely going to be a possibility as this thing rolls in later afternoon tonight. So ragged or not, the core of the system, and this is where all the heavy stuff is to the east. This is all going to start coming up overnight. This is 6 p.m. tonight, but can't stress enough, the east side is going to get the roughest stuff, and that unfortunately is going to be through the night. So this is a snapshot at 1 a.m. from the HRR. All the heavy squall, all the heavy stuff to the east and north. All the strong stuff is be coming in off the Atlantic. So the Outer Banks definitely, Wilmington is going to be a rough night. Rocky, rough night. The latest NAM high resolution radar showing the exact same thing, showing an eye wall right here. But look at the tail here. This is overnight. It's 1 o'clock also, and there's our eye. This is 2 o'clock, and then there it goes, leaving behind some tails. So if you think it's a big nothing burger, it still shows up as a potential story maker. Yeah, we're gonna start to see squall lines this afternoon. The eye wall obviously is the landfall everybody will be talking about, but it's this thing's gonna start accelerating to the north, and we're gonna start seeing rain impact. In fact, I'm sure right now we're already seeing squall lines hitting the upper coast. Take a look. Turn off the maps here, but yeah, see, we're already seeing So some of the rainiest weather you're going to get Charleston might be right now as this thing starts to turn. So, we're going to get an occasional few bands of rain. And my assistant showed up, Julie, the koozie lady. Everybody's sitting by their mailboxes waiting, they said. Mitchell, exactly right. When it's negative in the Atlantic, it's positive in the Pacific because that's what's coming our way. That's the MJO. It just sounds cool. What's that? Oh, I got a bag of bacon. Oh my God, look at this, man. Good woman. The best breakfast in the planet. I run on Dunkin'. Hey, Jamelia, how you doing? Katie, I'll tell her that. Hey, Shelly. Yeah, I'll tell her that. She's mad at me because of her car.
Oh, my God.
I told him the story. Her beautiful car is becoming the Storm Chaser 1.
I want my car back today.
So, yeah, listen, this is... it's still a serious deal, folks. I mean, this is not, this is going to make landfall. And a couple of the models are still showing intensification. Let's look at the high H-Wharf in the HMON. So, this has got the potential to strengthen a little bit before landfall. That's why the NHC's got hurricane warnings up. So don't turn your back on it. For sure, especially if you're in a prone area for any effects. But so the H-Wharf, eastern South Carolina, state line landfall 988. That's nothing to scoff at. Here's heaviest action. Obviously, would begin earlier tonight through the night. This is midnight, 1 o'clock. The latest HMON is very similar, a little deeper. Actually, a lot deeper. We don't want that. So 976 is pretty strong. Shelly, Cocoa Beach needs her sand back. Yeah, Katie, I already backed it in too, by the way. Let's see if my security camera showed it. Did you see me backing in, Julie? Oh.
But it went off when I pulled in.
Yep. So I have proof. Oh, there I am. That was me walking out to the car. This is before my live. I got guilty. I went and got the car and I backed it in. Hey, Ashley. How you doing, Bowers?
Seats are wet towels, sand.
All right, so back to the models. The HMON 976. I'm sure it initialized higher than what it is, or lower. Let's see what it initialized at. See, it initialized at 990. See, right now it's actually not. It's 1,000 right here. So likely a little too high. Here's a GFS, a little stronger. Consider 995 here. It strengthens it to 985 overnight. Euro strengthens it a tick, not a lot, but so none of the models are showing much of a weakening. Put it to you that way. So we're gonna have to watch this one in real time, like always. See what it does. Got a lot of lightning to the east side. This is what's going to ultimately impact people to the east of center, wherever landfall is. This is definitely more into North Carolina impact. This little bubble right here that we're watching, and Travel Tidbits also has a good imagery site that you can see on his. Let me close some windows. Satellite imagery. And you can also see it right here on his blowing up. So this, this little guy tagging along. Landfall here. This little guy is going to end up here. And again, looking at the winds, you can see how most of the action is well to the east. So when this comes up here, all this will be to the east. So there you go. Hey Amy, I did not, but did you see? Did I show you the picture? I didn't post this one online. Let me show you this one. This one's pretty cool. Let me show you my cool flip-flop picture. I thought it was really neat. Look at this one. So this is a cool picture, I thought. So I put my shoes off because it was almost impossible to walk in the sand. So I put my shoes up by the beach, And when I came back, an hour or so later, look, the wind blew the sand over my flip-flops. So I thought that was pretty cool looking. Just kind of buried flip-flops. That was my little memory. And then, cool little palm tree in the background. So I'm going to frame that. That's going to be a cool picture to frame. 94 L's, nothing to worry about, Matt. Hey, Mitchell. Yeah, see, so we had some good squalls come through the state of Florida. They were, pretty nasty for some. That was 100% effects of Isaiah. And we had quite a few come through here. So I need to enhance that a little bit. I need to brighten it up a little bit. I mean, that was the color. That's what's so weird. That is the color of the sky. I mean, it is so weird. Yeah, so Invest 94, it looks like it's going to fizzle. There's really no model support for it. Let me look at the latest. Well, we looked at them all. There's no model support, so it's nothing. Nothing. We're in this big old negative MJO pulse right here, and we're going to be slow for at least a week or so. That's good news. It's good news enough that we're not going to go live every 5 seconds. Yeah, Tammy, was that cool or what, man? I shared the watch party of the astronauts landing. That was so neat. I mean, it's so kind of weird to think that they still use parachutes. I mean, it's really the only way. But parachutes, using the wind, and Mary Poppins used the wind to fly around. Now SpaceX is using wind to land from space. You can learn a lot from Mary Poppins. Funny story for Sarah one time. We were out in a boat, and the parasailers were out in Clearwater Beach. She saw one and freaked out. She's like, Mary Poppins! She thought Mary Poppins was flying around. Hey, Eleanor, you're in Wilmington. Wow. You're going to be right in the heart of it. Yeah, Casper, you need a break, man. You're probably wondering, what did I get myself into? Because Casper tries to answer every question. Oh, Monica, you watch with 3 generations. That's really neat. Don, yeah, I'm not sure where the video ended. Oh, they killed it. So Debbie, there's a good chance Category 1. Yes, officially hurricane warnings are up. Officially Category 1, 75 mile an hour. So outside shot, this thing could strengthen a little bit more, but it would really start to have to organize the next 12 hours. And the last few satellite imagery is starting to show a little dry air. So, this is how the story of our storm has been. It's been pulsing convection and these cloud bursts. But the core is good. It's just got a lot of negatives going for it. A lot of dry air. A lot of shear. So it's going to hang on. Let's see what's going on here. So here's a good map. It's going to bring rain all the way up to Maine. Showed that a bunch. Here's a big rain map swath. This is a H-Wharf rain. This 4 inches plus all the way up. That's the big story. All that juice out here in the Atlantic gotta go somewhere. This might be tracked a little bit. That's about right. There's so it's gonna be a big rain event for some. Still got a significant weather advisory for Palm Beach County. That's probably still tied to this. Believe it or not, watch. I bet you the tail. I bet you we'll be able to see that on radar. I bet you see that? Look at that. So still technically feeling effects down here in Florida. See that? There's low, big broad low, but look at that. Pulling in the juice now from Fort Myers across the Everglades now. So your flow now is from the east or the west to east. I do that every time. West to east. West to east. It doesn't look that bad, really. It's not that bad. What was that? Who sneezed? Louie.
Choking on his donut.
Yeah, so listen, official landfall is tonight, midnight, 1 o'clock. Worst time. The things are going to start going downhill fast this afternoon. We'll 100% be live tonight, no doubt. We'll be live in the morning. Tomorrow morning when you guys wake up, if you don't live there, if you didn't live it, Tomorrow morning, this thing's going to be already on its way out the door. It's singing a little, give me 3 steps. Give me 3 steps. New Bern could get a little surge, little rough weather. So I don't know. There's, I got everything on my site you need. Just watch the hurricane hunters today. Let's see. We'll be checking in with them, make sure they don't see no massive blow up. But so far, other than having good verticity, they got 2 planes out there right now. This one's going back, but they'll be flying in and out all day. Again, your latest rain, surge, all the maps are right here. In fact, is Invest 94 even anything no more? Yeah, there it is. So, storm threat, I need to talk about that. I'm going to post that here in a minute. Definitely something to watch. All right, let's do our tradition, then I'll say goodbye to everybody. Let me post that. Let me post it on Twitter too. So since we land, it's not as storm chances. SCP storm chances as landfall will bring in some stormy squalls. Water spouts, tornadoes possible tonight, later into the AM. There you go. And we'll post it. I like that. That makes sense. SPC storm chances as landfall will bring in some stormy squalls, water spouts, tornadoes possible later into the AM. Perfection. Tidal effect, 10 a.m. Rob, nah, that'll be, luckily is landfall is going to be more early morning, midnight, 1 o'clock. So you'll probably miss the worst case scenario, which is good. And it's fast mover, and it's disorganized, so it won't push as much as like an organized system with deepening lows. See, the lower the pressures, push a lot more water, and this one's only 1,000 millimars, so that's good. So Murthy, yeah, the hurricane hunters are great. I noticed this year the hurricane hunters are a lot of, correct. Who just mentioned that? Coneheads, Sierra. Yep. Never answered my question about when to crack the first beer bin. Holy cow! Well, if I lived Charleston, you might need a beer if you want the storm in Charleston and you don't get it. You might need a beer when you get depressed when it doesn't hit you. That's the feeling everybody in Florida gets, and I love it. Hey, as long as they keep coming back to the there you go. Look at that. Gift from Casper and Kay. That's cool. And listen, Kay, you did a great job today. I watched your video this morning, or when I woke up, I actually listened to your live stream that you did at 12:30. You did a really good job. And why don't you know what I was saying? Oh, about being depressed. Oh, Florida depression. So. Yeah, everybody loves to voice their displeasure when a forecast is a bust, and this is a 30-mile, 40-mile bust. Not a big bust. I mean, it's not a big bust. Where's my head going? But a 40-mile swing, if you think about it, looking at a direct landfall, 40 miles is not that much variance, but when you're talking a 40-mile skirt off Florida, made everything, because like I said, all the east side stuff. Now, if this was across the west coast of Florida and it missed 40 miles, we would have got a lot, because all the heavy stuff's on the east side. So east side skirt, very little for Florida. West side skirt, a lot for Florida. It all depends on the skirt. Yep, got a big rain coming, Leslie. Yep, I saw that. So the rain's good. I'm gonna move the radars around. I gotta do that. I'm making me notes I'm gonna do before I go wash Julie's car. Then I'm gonna have to get surgery on my thumb. The sandbar got me. Hey, Katie. Good morning. Good thing our storm didn't mess with you too much on the East Coast. Right? Skirts and bust. Chris, what a great morning. We chased blobs. Thank you, Loretta. Good to see you. Thank you very much. It's fun. I was really happy yesterday. Like I said, it really meant a lot to see some fans out there on the beach. It was really neat. Good people. We are good people. For sure. So, all right. So we're gonna be Florida depression. we're gonna watch today. Obviously, what happens. Watch in real time. Landfall imminent. The heaviest effects into North Carolina, no doubt, all the way up some. We got tropical storm force warnings all the way to Connecticut. So it'll be a very interesting day tomorrow to see what really happened overnight. So yeah, Jelena, it could be a Cat 1. Yes, the official forecast is Cat 1. So hurricane warnings are up. Thank you, Devin. Hurricane skirt, that could be a funny one. We could draw Florida with like a skirt. That would be kind of funny. How would we do that? Let's see. Florida map. We could do this. Florida map. We could do something like this here. We could do. It would have to be the old time photo. Oh, I like this one here. Look at that one. That's pretty neat. I like these old postcard photos. So you do something like this. And let's see, here's my last graphic I did. Let's see. So we would draw like this. And then we would draw like a skirt. I don't know how to draw a skirt, but you know, we do something like that. We could do the old Julie, didn't they have skirts that look like coffee filters? She's on her phone.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
What?
Didn't the old skirts look like coffee filters?
What are you talking about?
She's like, what are you talking about? I don't know.
What are you talking about, hurricane?
I don't think that one would go very well. Wilmington, holy cow, Ron, you are in the heart of it, man. Landfall to your east, but Wilmington is right there where you get the rough stuff tonight. Tornadoes, heavy rain, some big squalls. The heavy rain might actually be to your inland more, but the stormy squalls coming off the Gulf are gonna end up this thing is heavily easternly weighted system. So the big stuff's gonna be to the east of center. So Wilmington's definitely gonna get the roughest stuff maybe. Captain Trevor, what's up? Trevor Smith, Morehead City, New Bern. Got a lot of Carolina fans. Hula skirt. There you go. That's what we need. Poodle skirt. Hula skirt. We need a tiki bar skirt. All right. I did a hurricane skirt. I did do the hurricane skirt. I'm afraid to Google it now. Well, what the hell? Hurricane skirt. I don't think anything's going to come up nasty. I don't have safe filter on. There's a funny... There's a... What the heck? How did I get over here? Shopping. Oh, images. There it is. There's our hurricane skirt. There's our hurricane skirt. Which I could be wearing right now. You wouldn't know the difference. I might be wearing that. Yeah, Shelly, always be grateful for a near miss. Shelly, I'll be on at 8 o'clock. Maybe earlier. No, later. Earlier. We'll see. We really don't have a set time for evening. Maybe I'll do a little earlier because Julie wants to go to dinner. Maybe we'll do a little earlier because really by 8 o'clock we might start. So maybe I'll do a little earlier tonight. We'll announce the time. So Heather, yeah, that's correct. Beach impacts for sure because of the squalls. The I think it's real important to look at the high resolution radars to show. That's a cool picture, man. I love it. That's me. That's my shoes. And did you see the video? I was kind of corny. We had a good time. It was nothing. I know. But it was still exciting, and I got goosebumps watching the wind. So there's some funny video if you didn't see it. I did a bunch of live videos yesterday from Cocoa Beach. I thought this one was actually pretty cool. Phil filmed me. You can kind of see the water going in and out. See the color? Isn't that crazy? That was fun. So I had my normal hater said that I was in the center. Well, to me, the center is the center of. I waited for it to get to our exact east, so the winds could be coming from the north to the south. If you thought I was talking about making landfall, then obviously one guy out of 100,000 made it sound like I was talking about being in the eye. But I almost got took out. You got to see it. I did this slow motion video. I ended up in the water. It was kind of comical, actually. I was trying to do this slow motion video of the beach, and ended up in the water. But the color, I'm telling you, the color is just so freaky, man. It was just like it wasn't even real. Crazy. I was like, what the heck happened? Orange sky, I know. Michelle, yeah, we had a lot of cool fans. Definitely crazy times. So, all right. So we'll be on live tonight. Put glue on the finger. Good idea, Terry. Man, look at that. Can you see it? Look at that. You can see the little dot. That little dot is a sandbar peel and eat shrimp. Little bitch. and it's karma because my buddy Phil's with me, right? So last time we were camping down at KOA in St. Pete, Phil stepped on a ray barb, and he had to go to the hospital. So of course all of us were drinking, making fun of him, and that's karma. Because now I was bitching on the way home about a little itty bitty shrimp tail on my thumb, and I know he was laughing his ass off. He's like, "You." That was funny. But all right, listen, I'll be on all day. I have nothing to do today but clean Julie's car. But so I'm going to update the website with radars for the Carolinas. I'm going to post the HRR high resolution radar now because it's very important to see how these squall lines. I'm going to post the SPC. Something we didn't have in Florida was the SPC alert levels. That's because there was really no direct landfall. Direct landfall is a little different. Direct landfalls bring higher surge, 3 to 5 foot. If you're in a surge flooding prone area, 3 to 5 foot. 5 foot's kind of big. Surge warnings are up. So not to take this take it lightly here. And the inland rain effects all the way to Maine. So we got some weather to come for sure. And then by tomorrow this time, hopefully we can chill out for a little bit. So weirdly offended, Katie. Oh boy. All right. So thanks for all your support. Yep. And we'll get through this one for sure. And we'll watch it. And then we'll have a couple weeks off. Right. All right. Be good. Have a great day. See y'all. And I'll watch. We'll put this on a replay at noon, and we'll be live later. So watch for a time for later tonight. Maybe 6. Maybe even 5. So I don't know yet. So we'll see you. Bye bye.